Hi everyone. We're going to continue today with part 3. Let me share the screen. So this chapter is called The Rise of the Hyper-Connected Consumer, and we're going to talk about how the consumers have changed with the digital marketing and online shopping and evolution of social media. Businesses use a lot of different digital content. So they usually have a website, they have email, they have social media, and they also do a lot of sales and marketing communications with the customers. And the advantage of this online interaction is that as a brand, you can generate sales anytime, anywhere, because online shopping is available anytime. I mean, you can just shop while you're sitting on the toilet, right? Because you can reach it from your cell phone. You don't have to get into your car and drive to the mall to buy something anymore. It's much faster, it's cheaper, and whatever you buy, records of your interactions can be kept in an email, and there's records in your history. And one other advantage of digital interaction for businesses is that they can use digital analytics to understand consumer behavior. They can use these analytics to measure key metrics. They can better understand the performance of their business, and it's cost saving, it's time saving, it's a very efficient way of doing things and measuring how you're doing. So those are some of the advantages of online interactions. But those digital interactions create a different kind of consumer. For example, your grandparents were different types of consumers than you guys are. Their shopping behavior is different than you are, because even our grandparents are now adopting to some of the changes, but in their time when they were shopping, they didn't have the experiences that we had. We are always online. We are on our cell phones almost 24/7. And even when we are traveling, we're going somewhere, we are always on our phone. We look at our directions on the phone. If we are going to go to a restaurant, we look at addresses and restaurants on the phone. So the phone is something we are so reliant on and dependent on. And of course, social media platforms are also platforms that we are constantly following. You know, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Snapchat, Twitter, Pinterest. You know, all of those sites are being used constantly, and we store information, we pin pictures and things like that. And then there are now new technologies where you go online to buy a product. You can chat online with a customer service representative. Now with the technology of AI, there are chatbots you can chat with about the product, and you can ask them questions, and they actually give you pretty good responses nowadays. So those are all that make us hyper connected as consumers. But it also makes us more informed about different products. We know a lot more about products now, or we know what we really want to buy. When we go to social media and we see an influencer advertise a product, or we see one of our friends tell us about a product that she bought. There was this one air fryer that one of my friends told me about, and now all of my friends' circle has the same air fryer. Or, you know, one of my friends told me about a vacuum cleaner that she bought, which was really cleaning well. Now everybody's buying that same vacuum cleaner because we heard from our friends and their experiences. And, you know, you can read reviews about products. So nowadays, that hyper-connected consumer is more informed. They have unique sets of insights and expectations about the products. We can also search the price of a product. When we go to a store and see something, we don't immediately buy it. Sometimes we go check it on Amazon and see how much it is on other places. So we have a better understanding of the pricing and the value of the product. We can do some search online. If you're buying a refrigerator or a washing machine, you can always go online, see the reviews, see what kind of models are out there, what type of specifications you want. And you can do all that search, and you will be more knowledgeable about what you really need for your use. So those are some of the characteristics of the hyper-connected consumer. And we are also empowered by social media to make better purchase decisions because of what we hear about different products. So these are some of the characteristics of the consumers. We are always connected. We are impatient. We don't want to wait. We don't want to have a bad experience on an online purchasing transaction. We want everything to go smoothly. We don't want to be frustrated. We don't want to wait too long for a purchase to go through. I mean, nowadays you can do everything so quickly. You know, if you have an Amazon account, you can just get that transaction done so quickly. You don't have to wait. Sometimes just by clicking, you already have that product, you know, getting ready to be shipped to you. You don't even have to confirm the transaction. And we are also experience driven. We don't just want a product, we want immersive, interactive experiences sometimes. So the brands who understand that kind of consumer will position themselves much better in this digital landscape, right? For example, there's the influencer effect. If the brands are using those influencers to advertise their products, those brands are generally more successful. They also have to be more transparent as brands because social media makes it so easy for customers to find out about your product and if it has certain defects, or if you're using sweatshops to manufacture your clothes, people will know about this, right? So you have to be more honest about your operations. And you also have to engage with your customers on social media. It can be an advantage and a disadvantage, but generally it's an advantage because you can get feedback from the customer. You can also increase customer loyalty and build some customer loyalty. Digital nesting is the term that we use for that shift with the new consumers. Basically, what that means is that, you know, we are always posting something, sharing something, engaging on social media. We are posting our pictures, our products. When we do something, you know, we are just collecting all of that information and storing them almost like in an external memory bank. When we share it on Facebook, keep it on Instagram, when we pin something on Pinterest, if we want to do a new interior design, for example, we can shop for different setups on, I mean, we can do some search on Pinterest to see which design we like better. Or if you want to buy certain fashion items, then you can pin the ones that you like on Pinterest. And you are basically doing this digital nesting thing. And that allows brands to also see what is trending, what is more popular, right? It's very convenient when you have, for example, you know, I need to design my deck. And what I do is I go to Pinterest and I look at a lot of different deck designs to see the ones that I like, and I can create a board and I can pin the ones I like, and then it will inspire me to finalize my design for my own deck. So so those are convenient experiences. And also you want to have a positive experience, positive shopping experience. So the connection between the customer and the brand should lead to a stronger relationship and increase customer loyalty. When we talk about the interaction of people with social media, there are also some negative impacts or negative experiences on social media. So there are some consumers out there who have this social phobia. So the researchers are looking into the psychological impacts of social media too. You know, when you see nasty comments, then you get upset, or there's this thing called post-posting depression, which means when you post something and you don't get enough likes or interaction from your friends, you feel bad about it. That's a natural reaction of people on social media. Fear of missing out is basically when you see other people doing different things that you would like to do, and you are comparing yourself constantly to them, and that can create this negative emotions and impact. So this may create this social phobia, and some people will just stay away from social media and they're not going to be so involved. So you kind of have to understand the kinds of consumers that are out there. Not all consumers are susceptible to fear of missing out. Some people are more empowered by social media, instead of being alienated from these platforms. So when we say the joy of missing out, that is basically a means by which users can disconnect from the pressures of social media and appreciate their detachment from online communities and so on. Another impact of social media is that people have their own social communities. You know, people who share similar ideas have a community of their own that they interact with constantly. And of course, you know, the algorithms with YouTube and Instagram also allows you to see a lot more of what you like, or more of what you are more interested in, the kind of things that you watch. You will get more of that stuff when you are on social media as well. So that creates some kind of a different community for you. The look at me culture is a growing movement that is embraced by today's digitally connected society. So this is the world of selfies, right? We are always taking selfies of ourselves, and the brands need to understand the importance of this cultural shift. The selfie culture has also impacted retail sales. And I'm going to show you an example of that. But before that, I will share with you this quote by Kay Green, the president of RKG Marketing Solutions. Said, through interaction with the social medium, the real and ideal selves intersect, and the ideal self is at least partially actualized. In essence, our online selves represent our ideals and eliminate many of our other real components. So when we are sharing on social media, we are actually sharing our ideal selves. It's not necessarily who we are. We post whatever we like. We post when we do something exciting. And those are the images that we are trying to create in a digital environment. We don't want to post something that's going to make us look bad, right? There's still some insight that brands can take from that information. This is an interesting graph. Well, Edited is a company that does real-time analytics to help retailers determine the right products at the right time by monitoring social media interactions of consumers. And they have found out that Kylie Jenner, and this is based on a 2015 study, but they found out that she was at the time one of the most popular people on social media, and she was sharing a lot of pictures, probably the highest number of posts that she was doing. And just in one summer, she posted 26 swimsuit pictures. And this analytics company looked at the relationship between Kylie Jenner's posts, because she also has millions of followers. They looked at her posts and they looked at retail sales, and they saw a relationship with the number of posts she did and the products that were sold out at fast fashion retailers. So you can see that the swimwear sold out because she posted so many of those pictures. And then there was high sales with white all-in-ones after that post. The ripped denim post created some sales, gray crop tops, and the slogan tees. So this graph is basically showing the relationship between those selfie posts that she did and the products that were sold out right after. So I think it's interesting to see the impact of social media interactions and maybe the impact of influencers. So when you have millions of followers, you do impact trends as well. Social behavior on social media is also evolving. So it's not the same as maybe 5-10 years ago. People are using different platforms now, or they are doing different things. I mean, there are some influencers who are sharing all of their life with everything. There are some people who are doing unedited sharing. Of course, there are a lot of filters and different technologies that are also developing. So those are driving more of that, like edited versions and things like that. But there is also a trend of like showing that you are just like other people. The influencers are doing that. Look at me, I'm just like you kind of trend. There is also protection behind the safe zone of social media, which is when people don't want to post with their actual names, they can use aliases, or they can be anonymous and post that way. Another change in social media behavior is the 8 seconds rule, which means that the attention span of people is going down. And 8 seconds is kind of the attention span now with people who are watching a video on social media, for example. And they have found that if you have a 15-minute video versus like a 3-minute video, people generally watch still about the same amount of time, and they switch to another video. We are limited to 140 characters on Twitter, for example. I mean, we have everything becoming shorter and shorter. We have those shorts on YouTube. We have the stories on Instagram. So this is also one of the changes that's happening on social media. And there's also the new factor. And then the new factor is also being influenced by this short attention span, because people now want something new and hot all the time. And they're able to search for products online at such speeds that they want to have immediate satisfaction. And then there's this constant stream of new products that pressures you to post something before others do, and so on. So it's really interesting to watch how social behavior is also changing with the different types of technologies that are becoming available with social media. This is another quote I'm going to read. And this was actually from 2015 as well. It says, short visual content will dominate the digital space. The companies and brands that will win going forward will be the ones who find a way to bridge the gap between the audience's short attention span and the right short form content. And this guy was right, because now the shorts and the stories are becoming more and more popular than actual posts, right? So there is this short video trend that is taking over. And some of the other trends in consumer behavior is that consumers want more sustainable practices, because now they're more aware and more conscious about sustainability issues, environmental issues. So they want more ethical products and more transparent brands and more sustainable operations. They also demand more diversity and inclusion, both in terms of the models who are on the runway, or the sizes, or the type of products that are offered. They want diversity, they want inclusion. And they also demand more personalized experiences. Darren Rigby says, customers want everything. They want the advantages of digital, such as broad selection, rich product information, and customer reviews and tips. They want the advantages of physical stores, such as personal service, the ability to touch products, and shopping as an event and an experience. So how are the brands going to adapt to the new hyper-connected consumer and their demands? Obviously, they have to embrace digital innovation, and the digital is constantly changing and improving. And with AI, I believe that we are now going to see a huge change in our interactions. For example, when you call a company now, instead of pressing 1, if you want this, press 3 if you want this. Maybe we are going to be able to talk to robots who can direct our conversation in a much more intelligent way and give us a better experience. They need to invest in sustainability and ethical practices, and they also need to provide engaging and immersive experiences and engage with their customers on social media and whatever other technology comes up after that. All right, so this is what I have today. Tomorrow, Tuesday, I'm going to have a guest speaker, and we are going to have a Zoom meeting. I believe I sent you my Zoom link to attend that live, and if you do, I will give you extra credit. It's going to be at noon on the 26th. So join us, please. William is a former student, and he also has a very successful Instagram business, and I want you guys to be able to ask him questions. So hopefully I'll see you on Tuesday online.